What's going on, everybody? Adam here with eTrailer. Today we're going to be taking a look at some C.E. Smith rod holders. So we are going to have a lot of different options to choose from. Some are going to be made of aluminum, as you see here, and they are going to mount to either a horizontal bar or even a vertical bar. But then we're going to have another one that's going to have both. This is going to be made of a stainless steel construction, which is going to resist against rust and corrosion, just like the aluminum ones. But inside this little shaft here, we're just going to take this cap off, and there's going to be a little nut in there, and that's going to allow us to pretty much pick whatever angle that we want. I have it just straight up, but we are going to have 360 degrees of freedom to get that right fit for you guys' rods. So whether you guys are on the coast saltwater fishing, you don't have to worry about the salt rusting your holders away. And also, if you guys just decide just to keep the rod holders attached where you had them when you winterize your boat, you put the cover over it, it's going to get a little moist in there over the months that it sits. You don't have to worry about it rusting away then either. So let's just go ahead and get to it. First one we're going to take a look at is the horizontal mount rod holder. This one is going to be looking for a bar about 3 5/16 in circumference, and also it is going to have about 20 degrees of tilt. So this is going to be great for throwing a rod in if you guys are just fishing behind your boat while you're trolling along, or even if you just got a bunch of catfish bait and you're just throwing something out there. This is going to just kind of angle it out over the water, give your rod enough angle so it's not going to snap your line or anything like that. I usually have at least one rod in and I'm fishing with another one, so this is definitely nice, so you don't really have to worry about rods kind of flipping over, because if you're at the lake, it's probably a little not necessarily the smoothest day out. So as your boat rocks back and forth, this is going to stay put. The inner diameter of the tube is going to be about 1 inch and 5/8. And it is going to have a vinyl construction on the inside, and that's just going to protect your guys' rods from anything from happening. And it does slide out too, which is very nice. At the very, very bottom, there is going to be just a little bar. It's really just to prevent your guys' rods from going completely through. As you guys can see, the rod that I'm using now isn't that long, so it doesn't even hit that bar. But again, for you guys that are saltwater fishing, you guys' rods are quite a lot larger, and that little bar at the bottom is going to help everything out. It does come with stainless steel hardware with the tool, which is nice, and this isn't going to rust away over time. So if you guys do keep it installed over the life of the holder, it isn't going to rust away in there. It's going to be easy to get out. It does have some silicone in there, so that is going to help it from cross-threading, heating up, and messing up your guys' hardware, and that's definitely a plus. Our second rod holder is pretty much the same exact thing, same amount of angle, about 20 degrees, has the vinyl liner on the inside with an interior diameter of 1 inch and 5/8. But this one is going to mount to a vertical bar, as you see here. And the bar we're really looking for is going to be about 4 1/8 inches in diameter. We want to make sure that we have the proper bar, just because, as you can see, I don't have much more gap here to tighten it down, but it is nice and solid, but it is pretty close. So definitely go ahead and measure your guys' bar before you guys go ahead and order one of these. A nice thing about it is the little hole right here. Actually, you can use that for just putting a strap through. If you wanted to put a strap through, maybe put it over your guys' rod here, so then if you guys have a couple lines out, you don't have to really worry about maybe a big fish taking your whole entire rod out of the holder. Yes, it has about 20 degrees, so I don't really think it would go anywhere, but again, if you got a big old hog on the end of your line, it might do some damage. So with this, if you wanted to, just go ahead, take a little bungee cord or whatever. It doesn't come with the kit, but I really would suggest it. It would just give me peace of mind so I can just focus on catching fish. Unlike the other two rod holders that we just took a look at, this one is going to be made of a 304 stainless steel. And you can kind of just tell that it's a difference because we don't have any weld seams here. On the other two, we actually have some welds going in between the mounts and the actual holder itself. So that's one way to differentiate them, but both are going to resist against rust and corrosion over time, and they both have the nice zinc plated hardware, which are not going to rust away either. So that is definitely a plus. And they also look pretty good too. It's got a nice mirror finish to it, and I like that. On the inside, we are going to have a PVC type insert, not just going to, again, protect your rod from any scratches or anything like that. We are going to be looking for a rail. It's going to have a circumference of about 3 5/16 inches. And then also the interior diameter of this tube is going to be about 1 5/8 inches. So it should fit all your rods perfectly. And also, we don't really have to worry about finding a horizontal or a vertical bar. Or even if it's not, we don't really have the best spot to do it, because we are going to have options with the 360-degree rod holder. I kind of like this one just because we have more options. Might as well, just because we actually did end up going on a couple of different boats to find the right fit for this. And the boat you're seeing now is the one we're using. So definitely sometimes it's going to come up to where you really want to use a certain spot. With the 360-degree, it's going to be a lot easier to be able to put it exactly where you want it. And now, as you guys can see right here, we're going to have a little bolt, and this, we can use the same tool that was included, loosen that up a little bit, and we're going to be able to actually take this thing out and rotate it around however we want to be able to get whatever angle that we want for our holder. So I definitely like that, just because it's just going to make getting it to that spot that you really want. I know there's always a seat when me and my dad go fishing that I always want, and he always takes it. But with this, you can make whatever seat that you guys have to sit in to fish the best spot on the boat. As you guys can see, after I angled it the way I want, it's definitely got a lot better angle to kind of go out towards the back end of the boat, because usually either this one's going to be facing that way or someone up front is going to be facing and fishing out that way. So this way, it's nice. So I would definitely recommend, if you guys want my opinion, to get the 360-degree. We have a couple different ones to pick from. I just like it just because I can pretty much move it around to wherever I want it. We are going to have a lot of different options. We didn't use these options on the boat you see here just because we don't have a bar with the circumference of these two holes here. So this one is going to want a 6-inch circumference bar to mount to. It is a vertical mount. It is made of anodized aluminum. And then the other one is going to be pretty much the same exact deal, but this is going to be a little bit smaller for those bars around 5 7/32 inches in circumference. So if you guys have an application for that, go for it. Sorry, we don't have a rod that's that big on this boat, so we didn't use it. But they are both going to have a 20-degree tilt to them, so it's going to not just stick straight up. Just depends on your bar, obviously, and how you angle it, but that's just that. The ones you see here are going to be about 10 inches long, but the 360-degree mounts are only going to be about 9 inches long, and the 360-degree mounts aren't going to have this little rod down low here. So for you shore fishermen that are on the salt water, if you guys have a gimbal rod, so the gimbal rod's going to fit right in there and actually kind of slide over that bar, so it's not going to rotate in the holder whenever you guys are using it. So that's something to think about. And another thing is too, we were using these rod holders on a pontoon boat, but most of the pontoon boats have square bars going all the way around. So the only one we could really use is this one. It's got this little insert in here, which is going to be perfect for your pontoon square bars or just square bars wherever you guys have them. It does come with 2 replacements here. And again, it's just going to bolt right on. And we are going to have the 360-degree tilt with it, which is going to be nice. It is right at a perfect 90 degrees, so it's going to be sticking straight up, but you guys can go ahead and rotate that on the bar to get whatever angle that you guys need. This is made of stainless steel, and it does not have the gimbal rod in the bottom. but it does have little breather holes too, so if you guys do leave it somewhat upright and rain gets in it, or even just water splashing from you hopefully getting a big old fish, we don't have to worry about it puddling up in there and rusting away. So that's definitely good. All in all, I hope you guys enjoyed the video. Hopefully you guys got some good information from us. Hopefully you guys decide which ones you need. And honestly, I really do think this is, if anything, a little bit of overkill when it comes to strength. These are going to be able to hold up to extreme fish. Hopefully you guys are catching some hogs out there. But even if you guys do, you guys don't have to worry about these things bending or breaking. They're extremely heavy duty, and just leave them on your boat. They're going to be able to resist against all that rust and corrosion that you guys might go through, whether you're on the coast or whether you're just at a freshwater lake somewhere. All in all, I would definitely recommend them, and hopefully you guys have a lot of use with them. If you guys do use them, take a picture for us, put it down in the website for us so we can just see how you guys use them. Again, these were the C.E. Smith rod holders, and I'm Adam with eTrailer.